You see the
You've got to be
particles
kidding
before
me with
him.
that eye.
Young man. Young man.
Oh, Holden. Farting rainbows.
Evening straight, guys.
Hey guys, what's happening? roAstd here, and we're back with another episode of Feed the Beast on our Infinity server. I hope you guys are doing alright. Before we get started today, there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I've had a couple days to look back on my episodes now that the first two are up. Had some time to speak to my mates and look back at the recordings, and I've realized that I have made a couple of mistakes and neglected some things. First off, I never really talked about where I wanted to go with this series or what this whole series was going to be. The first episode I was kind of so focused on getting our inventory management system set up that's what I was focusing all my energy and attention on, and I never really told you guys, what we were going to be doing or what I wanted to accomplish with this series. So I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that for a second. I won't ramble on too much, I promise. Really what I want with this series is to get a chance to do some editing. I really enjoy doing the editing and the kind of the post-process work. I've kind of been making kind of frag videos off and on, since I've been gaming for the past couple years. I never really release them, but I kind of make them. Some of them get finished, some of them don't. But I wanted something to where I had a constant kind of stream of footage that I could work on, and something that would kind of make me have to do it. So I figured, if I do a YouTube series, then I'll have to kind of finish it. I'll have to get it done because I'll have people waiting on the episodes, hopefully. So that's kind of what I want to do with this season. Like I said before, I've always really wanted to get into making YouTube videos, but it was always, okay, well, we'll start the next server reset, or we'll start the next server reset, but I could never really bring myself to do it. So this time I just jumped straight in and I said, right, I'm going to do it this time, and here we are. The first episode, I was so focused on getting our inventory management set up and all the excitement of the new server reset and me starting my series, really nervous. You could probably tell. Probably made loads of mistakes on that and went over things numerous times and still made it confusing as hell. So that was the first episode. I kind of just want to forget about it. I'm happy with it being my first one. It being my first ever YouTube video, I'm pretty happy with it. Second video went a bit better. The editing got a bit better. The quality got a bit better. I didn't focus on one thing too much and kind of got a bit, to be honest with you, sidetracked a lot of the times. I'd get excited and distracted and kind of move on to something else. I would go through and be crafting something or going through to make something, and I would say, right, I'll bring you guys back in a second after I get this all crafted up, but I would show you how to do the craft in the NEI, and then when I came back I would show you again and craft it there on camera again after I just told you that I'd bring you back after it was done. So there's a few little like editing mistakes like that I messed up on, but hopefully you learn as you go, and I won't be doing too many of those in the future. There are some actual mistakes that I made. If we go in here real quick, we were looking for a way to negate fall damage after we made our jetpack, because we could fly about and everything, and that's all well and good, but as soon as your jetpack runs out or you drop down to the ground, you're going to be taking fall damage. So what I really wanted to use were these dark boots, and I had used them before, but that was the first time I had used them, and I didn't really know too much about them. I kind of just made them and then upgraded them and left them at that. So in the second episode, we were going through and looking at those and looking at different ways of negating our fall damage. And if you notice here, there's two different types of dark boots. We have the regular ones, and then you have your empowered ones. If you hover over them and hit shift on your NEI, you could see this brings up a whole load of stuff here that tells you what you could do with the different upgrades and what each upgrade does. But if you hover over the original ones, it doesn't give you any of those descriptions. So me being me and nervous and focusing in all the wrong places, I had hovered over the dark boots here and said, oh right, okay, fall damage, no, nothing. And I must have, instead of hovering over the empowered ones, I hovered over the original one, just your regular default dark boots, and said, right, well, they don't actually negate fall damage, but they do. If you add a capacitor to them in an anvil, just a regular vanilla Minecraft anvil, you add a capacitor to them, and when you do that, that makes them empowered, and you can charge them. And if you read down a few lines in the description, you'll see diamond level protection when powered and fall damage negated when powered. And it clearly says that right there, but me being so focused on recording totally overlooked that and said, oh, they don't actually negate fall damage, when it was right there in front of me. I have a feeling that's going to happen quite a lot while I'm recording. I see YouTubers do it all the time, and I'm always shouting at the screen, how do you miss that? How do you not see that? But now I kind of get it. So our dark boots actually do negate the fall damage, and that's what we were after the whole time. So I have gone ahead and made those. It's just a bit of dark steel, I think. Let's see, dark steel, you make that with Ender.io. Let's see real quick. You need an alloy smelter, iron, coal dust, and a bit of obsidian. So I've made those. Those are all set, and oops, sorry, you don't want to be inside there. That's dirty. You just charge them inside your infuser, just like you would with the jetpack. So I've gone and done that, and I've made the alloy smelter so that I could get the dark steel and all that set up. Another mistake, it's not really a mistake, but it's just a little thing that will probably nag some of you, and it'll nag me as well, is after we had made our cell and our jetpack, we had a bunch of materials and stuff that we dumped into our dump chest, and Invar wasn't programmed in there. So I came in here real quick and came to the dump chest to program it in there, came in here, Invar ingot, you click, you add it. If you right click on it, you can specify different types of detection that you want, fuzzy or dictionary mod, you can match all. But what I had done real quick is said, right, we'll add or dictionary support just in case any other mod uses Invar, and no other mod has Invar ingots. But what I was referring to is, say if we go in here, and oops, that's the target. If you come in here and you go to the items and say something like lead or tin, there's different mods that have different types of tin. They're the same, it's the same ingot, but they have a different or dictionary item ID in there. So if, say I added this one, if I went in and dropped another one from another one of the mods, it would just stay in our dump chest and it wouldn't pick up. So what I've gone through with all of these is added or dictionary support on all the different ores, and I got into the habit of doing that, so I do it even if there's no other mod that uses it. And what that will do, like I said earlier, is if there's another mod that I haven't programmed in there, it'll automatically detect all the different mods that have different types of ingots. So if there's, tin from one mod and tin from another mod, it'll automatically pick both of those up and stick them in our dump chest for it. So that was that. I probably made a load more, but that's kind of what I picked up on and my mates picked up on. Really what it comes down to is nerves. Like I was saying before, I've never really done this before. I've never really kind of recorded myself or had to explain things to somebody that's not there. Most of the time it's my mates and they know how I am, and we're just having a laugh a lot of the time. So those were the kind of mistakes and stuff that I made. It won't be the last, but I promise I'll do my best to kind of not do as many. I'm a big noob, man. That's who I am. It's the type of people that I hang out with, but it's good because at the end of the day, it's all in good fun. That's what we're here for, is to have a laugh and to enjoy ourselves. So that was kind of the stuff from the last episode. If you picked up on anything else, let me know in the comments, because I want to know. I want to learn. I keep saying this over and over again, but this is my first series, and I'm going to be learning as I go. And hopefully the quality of the videos and hopefully the quality of the commentary gets better as I go. Because again, that's what I want to do. I want to get better at this because I really enjoy doing it. I'm going to be making the videos whether I get 10 views or whether I get 2 views. It's just something that I really enjoy. So that's all the stuff from the last episode. Again, if you found anything else, any other mistakes or silly little things that I did, please leave them down below in the comments. That way I can learn and I can get better at it. So besides that, that's the last episode's done. That's all the kind of little things. Oh, one last thing. Sorry. One last thing is with my episodes, what I've been doing is I've been playing and recording one night, and then the next night I don't record, but I focus on getting my edits done and getting it uploaded to YouTube. So I've been recording one night and doing my editing the next night, and hopefully it's uploaded that night for you. So the videos have been every other day. I know there's only 2 of them, but that was my plan, was to record one night, edit the next night, and then record again the next day. Because I'm used to just playing, I'm not used to having to kind of slow things down. Normally I'd be well past where we are now, but I'm kind of taking it easy because I want to record my progress and make the videos, so things have gotten a lot slower, and because of that I'm falling behind. So what I was talking about was the schedule for the videos. Again, hopefully, every couple days there should be a video. That's my plan. Every other day for the most part, unless I have to do a lot of prep for a build, or one of the episodes takes a bit more editing. It might be every couple of days instead of every other day. So at first, expect videos from me every couple days until I get a proper schedule. Again, I'm new to this. I'm still kind of trying to feel it out and getting used to doing the regular uploading. So that's all that. I know I said that before, but I promise that's that. What we're going to be doing today is I have gotten quite a few things done. Because like I was saying before, I'm used to progressing a lot quicker than I am now, and I'm falling a bit behind. And normally I kind of go off by myself. My mates will tell you, I guess I'm hard to work with. I'm really kind of particular with things. I like things a certain way. If you notice here, those 2 machines in the floor being offset like that is messing with me. Not a big deal at all, but it's those types of little things that kind of nag me, that normally my friends hate when I go on and tell them, will you just move that over one. So normally I'm away by myself and I'm doing my own thing, but here I'm sitting in spawn, and because of that, there's, if boys are coming in and out, me and Whiskers have kind of teamed up a bit. We haven't officially said we're going to be partners, but, oops, I stepped on the pad there for the door. We haven't officially said that we're going to be partners, but we've been kind of working on stuff together. He's been doing a little bit of like this, and I've been doing a little bit of that. Like I got all the chests and stuff set up. He did a bit of Botania and did a bit of mining at first. So we've kind of been sharing the workload a bit. And because I've been focusing on the videos so much, haven't really been holding my own, if I could say that. So we were running really short on materials. I had never even gone down in the mine at all. Little things like that. So the reason we didn't get an episode until a couple days later after the second one is I had to go down and do a bit of mining. I had to do a bit of prep work for what I wanted. This episode, what I really wanted was to have a time-lapse done of our blacksmith that we're going to be building to move our Tinker's Construct smeltery in. I really wanted to have the time-lapse done. It was something I was looking forward to doing. Again, it's mainly the editing. That's what I love doing. I love playing Minecraft. Absolutely love it. But it's mainly the editing that I'm trying to get out of in this series. So this episode, that was my plan, was to get the Tinker's Construct smeltery moved over to our blacksmith, but I needed to build the blacksmith first, and I wanted to time-lapse me building it. So I had to go through and kind of research on the best way of making a time-lapse, to where it looks good and the smoothest way of recording it. So I've been doing a lot of prep work over the last couple days. I went down in the mine after work the other day and spent, a couple hours, 2-3 hours down in the mine. I've been doing a lot of kind of wood gathering and getting my stone and everything smelted up in preparation to make the time lapse. But unfortunately, I fell a bit behind on actually recording the time lapse because I'm still trying to figure out the best way of doing that. I found a couple different plugins and stuff that I can use. If you have any suggestions on that, if you've ever done a time lapse before and you know the best way for you to do that, then please let me know. I have an idea of what I'm going to do now. I think there's a mod called Multi-Shot that just takes screenshots, multiple screenshots over and over and over again, and then I can go back in post-processing and link those all together. I think that's the way that I'm going to do it. But because I was worried about all that and trying to get all that done, I was falling behind again. So I kind of left that. The time lapse didn't get started at first. I've built a bit of the Blacksmith, and I'll show you everything that we've gone through and done here in a second. I want to wrap up me rambling here real quick before I go on and on and on, and it's 30 minutes of me talking, because I hate that. So mainly what I wanted to talk about in the beginning of the episode was stuff that I left out, the mistakes that I made, and kind of give you guys a better idea of who I am and what's kind of going on with that. I feel a lot more comfortable speaking to you. I don't know if you could tell now. I'm not as nervous as I was before. I'm just kind of trying to be myself now and get it out here. Still difficult at times, but I think I'm doing better. I feel more comfortable anyways. So I'll leave that at that before I talk too much. Needless to say, I've started the Blacksmith. We have a few other little things done that Whiskers did, but the main thing for this episode was me getting a time lapse the Blacksmith, and I've started it because I was falling a bit too behind. So what I'll do is I'll go through and kind of show you what we've done over the past couple days, and I will probably cut here in a second after I show you that, and hopefully I'll be able to get more of the Blacksmith done. But first things first, like I said, I built an alloy smelter so that I can get my dark boots all set. So we've got our dark boots. Also, I had built a hammer for my mining. It's not the best, to be honest with you, and I kind of used it for a while, and it was taking forever with the auto repair, so then I added flux to it after that, so it's probably a big waste, but it works for what it is. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys, which I thought was really cool, was these Traveler's Gloves. I think these are new to Tinker's Construct. They could have been, in the last update, but I think they're new to the 1.7 mods. And what you do is you make them with leather. So if you look here, they're really easy to make. It's just a bit of leather. But you can go through and update them in your tool station like you can with your Tinker's tools. So I went through, if you add redstone to it, it adds haste. So I went through and piled a whole bunch of redstone on there to add haste. And what that does is any tool that I'm using has haste now. It doesn't matter if it's my hatchet or my shovel or my stone pickaxe or my hammer. It adds haste to all my stuff. And to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure on the different types of upgrades that you can add, but I definitely know that you can add haste to it. And that's a really good thing to have on all your stuff. So we've got those. Let's see, what else did we get done in here? I made these cachets, and this was for when I was mining so that I could pick up, it's basically like a barrel, right? One of these barrels, it holds about the same, probably not as much. I think these hold 4,000 and these hold 4,096. So it's just a bit smaller than these, but what I like about these is I could just shift click that really quick, take it with me, I carry it in my inventory, and then when I'm filled with cobble, I could just dump that down, dump all my cobble in there real quick, and then pick it back up. The reason I don't use these barrels and a dolly, which if you don't know about the dollies, you can pick things up. You could pick up spawners, you can pick up barrels, chests, loads of different things with these dollies. But once you pick something up with a dolly, it adds slowness to your character, so you move really slow if it's in your inventory. I can chuck it in my golden bag of holding, and I think it doesn't add slowness if it's in a different inventory. But I just wanted another simple way of doing it, and I had saw somebody made these Cachets before, and they're thermal expansion, so they have the same upgrade tier as your thermal expansion, so they, you can go harden, and they've got the Enderium ones the same way that you would upgrade your energy cells. So that is done. Another thing I had left out before was I kept saying that I was going to show you guys how to make these workshops and what they were all about, and I never did. I'm easily distracted. You could see it in the whole episode. It happens the whole time. So these workshops are really neat, right? I'll show you the recipe real quick. So you've got the workshop here, right? Just a bit of wood and some cobblestone and then one of these blank upgrades, right? But what you do is once you place it down, you can add all these different upgrades to them. And if you look in here, we have got the crafting table, and we've got a couple of furnaces, and we have this furnace here. And what this does is as soon as you put items in here, you could put a whole stack of stuff in here and it'll smelt it immediately. So that's really cool. So if you go in the upgrades here, you can see that. You can see we've got a regular furnace here, regular furnace here. You've got your crafting table, and that has extra storage. Oops, sorry. And what that is that little bit of storage there. So you can pile a bunch of stuff in here, craft, and it'll pull the items out of here in your extra inventory. This is going to be that upgraded furnace. And you can see Whiskers has added chargers in here. That's what I keep doing that, I apologize. That's what this charger is, and it automatically charges up all the time, and then when you dump something in there, it immediately charges the whole stack in there. So you see you've got all these different stuff in there. So that is the workshops. Again, I've probably said it a million times over the past couple episodes, but I had never really used those before. That was the first time I had seen them, so I didn't know too much about it. So those are a really cool thing. They remind me of the... Oh, what was it called? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here right on camera. How embarrassing is that? The project tables from, I think, was it Unleashed? I think Feed the Beast Unleashed had these project tables that you could use that had these... I keep doing that as well. Such a noob. That had this extra inventory to where you could just leave stuff in there. It's really cool for like making capacitors or like gears and stuff that you make all the time early game that you don't want to keep grabbing the inventory out of the chest all the time. You could just leave redstone and gold and stuff in here, and you can craft it and not have to worry about it. So those are pretty neat. What else have we got going on? Whiskers has made the enchantment table. He has started to work on Pam's. I had said that in the last episode that I wanted to kind of get into it, but he's kind of started getting us some food and stuff. So he's messing with all these pressers in the market. In the market, you can buy different seeds for Pam's. So if you just put a emerald in there, you can get these different types of seeds, and that's how you get started with Pam's. As you can see, he's made a load of hamburgers for us, so we've got loads of food. And I'm going to tell you a couple more things, and I promise I'm going to cut. I know it's been really, really talky this episode. I think we're like 20 minutes in already. So there might be 2 episodes that come up, one after each other, and I apologize again if this is a real talky episode, but there's a lot of things that I left out. So before we do this, let's sleep. So before... we run out of time, I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I've gotten finished, and then I will probably cut, and then I will get into actually building. So again, there's probably going to be 2 episodes uploaded at the same time. There'll be this one, and then the next one straight after this, where we actually get some progress done. Again, we've gotten so much stuff done off camera that I'm going through and explaining a load of stuff. So first things first is we added some fences and stuff, same type of fences that we have along the edges there, and you make these kind of short fat ones that have a solid bit just by making a helmet pattern with these spruce fences. So if you just make a helmet pattern with these, then it'll give you these top ones over here. And what we have going on here, this is the kind of the main thing I wanted to get into, is we have Railcraft Tanks, and when it rains, these will fill up with water. We have Railcraft Tanks going into these Agricraft kind of little small tanks, but the cool thing is they go into these channels, and as you can see, the channels are automatically spitting off water. They've got these really cool sprinklers on them, and that's adding to the tick rate to your plants and your crops and stuff. So you can add these, and that's helping all your stuff grow. So it's like just dumping bone meal on it all the time, but it's got a really cool particle effect in it. I just love it. I think it's one of the coolest things ever. So there's that. I think those are pretty easy to make. I'll just show you real quick, just in case you're looking and you're gonna get mad at me. Agricraft. See, you've got all these different tanks. This is what's going into the tank, and then you add these channels. They're probably really easy to make. Just a bit of wood. So that's from Agricraft, in case you're wondering how to make those. So we've got Railcraft Tanks, and then Agricraft channels, spitting the sprinkler stuff out onto our crops. So that's that. The next thing, and the main thing that I wanted to get to, is this. We have built the base of our smeltery, of our blacksmith, where our smeltery is going to go. And again, I wanted to do all this on a time lapse, but so I don't want to keep going over the same thing, but I wanted to do this on a time lapse, and I was spending so much time figuring it out, and then by the time I figured out kind of what I wanted to do, I didn't have an idea of how I wanted to actually build this. So this is done. It's really cool, man. I'm really happy with this. This is just the base of it, so we'll have the actual blacksmith built up on top of that, and that most likely will be a time lapse. That'll be in the next episode. I promise. Either it'll be time lapsed or I'll have it done and built, and so we can move on to something else, because I've been going on for 20 something minutes now already. I've been rambling. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move our smeltery over there down in here, and that's what this space is for. Down in here is we'll move the smeltery in here, and it'll be kind of dug into the wall here, so the front of the smeltery will come here, and it'll all be built into there. So we'll have this whole space down in here for all our tinker stuff. I can put the tables and all that down in here, so that should be good. We have this open space because we plan on putting some more buildings and stuff up here, so we'll have like a nice little path that comes down here. You'll be able to come in and get to your tinker stuff really easily. And again, we'll have the blacksmith up on top, and that will add more room for us to get our chests and machines and stuff in, because as you can tell inside here, it's getting a bit cramped. So we'll have loads of space inside the blacksmith up there. All our tinker stuff will be down in here, and you'll be a bit safer than if you were out there standing by the lake. So, I'm out of breath now, man. So with all of that, we're getting close to the end of the episode now, and I realize I have just talked for 30 minutes. It's crazy. I have just rambled on and on and on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go check the footage, see how much of my rambling is actually useful, and most likely just cut it there. Hopefully I can cut it here, upload this, so you'll have this episode of me kind of explaining and giving you guys a bit of a catch-up, and then the next episode, which should be up at the same time, if not at the same time within the next, the same day, pretty close to one another, so keep your eyes out of me actually building the blacksmith and getting all that done, and me moving over our Tinker's Construct smeltery into the basement down there. So I know I've said it, but this is it. I'm going to cut here. I'm going to go check that footage. If it's all good and we can use it all, I will see you guys next time when we build our blacksmith. Thanks for listening to me ramble, guys. See you later.